Good afternoon, everyone. I've been quite busy today. I've been getting everything ready for the last prompt video of the challenge. So yeah, it's a little bit sad. Anyway, what I've been doing is preparing stuff because what I'm going to do is I'm doing the final 3 prompts on one video. So it's antique pattern, ticket, and book page. The antique pattern, I have found something lovely. Tickets, trying to be enthusiastic about tickets. Tickets is tickets as far as I'm concerned. But I have put together a collage of tickets on a page. And then the one that I'm really excited about is the book page one, because there's something I've been dying to do on a book page for a very long time, and now I'm taking the opportunity to do so. So we've got lots of things to make us feel quite anticipatory. How's that for a big word? In the middle of the week. Okay, here's my ticket page. What I've done is I had bought a book of raffle tickets a little while ago, just because I thought they'd look quite cool. They're always this green background, but what I did was I took my acrylic markers and changed the backgrounds just to make them look more interesting. And then I had some digital download freebies from way back, and they had a page of tickets and things. So these all come from there. And then I got online and downloaded a train ticket because I thought that would be rather interesting to have. So that's basically what I've done here so far. I'm obviously going to be highlighting around these tickets to bring them up and make them more noticeable. But that's that story. Antique pattern. This I'm just starting. But this one I'm quite excited about as well, because I scratched through my Woman's Weekly, my 1911 Woman's Weekly, and found a page of patterns. They're absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you. Just taken them apart a bit so that I can compose my page. Another double spread, folks. I'm getting very adventurous. But okay, what we've got here is I've made a side tuck or a side pocket. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm doing that, and I'm putting this on there. Let me turn this around, then it's easier for you guys to see. I'm basically going to line this up with, these were very nasty little doilies, nothing exciting about them at all, but I've discovered that putting one of my little circular stamps on there has brought out a bit of a design that makes it a lot more effective. Okay, so this is the side pocket. I'm going to make a journaling card or 2 or a tag or something, and here we have these gorgeous patterns. This one is, we shall shortly present our readers with a pattern for combinations, as many prefer them to chemise and knickers. My goodness me. So that is going to be one of the things. Isn't it gorgeous? There's this lovely petticoat, and I'm not too sure what that is. Let's see. Oh, charming night dress. This is useful knickers, easily made. This one here. A charming night dress. Popular chemise, which is this one. And then a simple and useful camisole. So this is all underwear with a nightie. Then here is this skirt pattern is given away next week, and the tight-fitting bodice shortly. So those two are coming. And that's that one. I think that these are gorgeous. I really do. Then there was a, what's this one? Oh yes. This week's shirt blouse pattern is explained on page 29. When the idea of the complete set of patterns was first mooted, it was welcomed by dress experts, who ought to know that this is one of the best schemes ever devised by a woman's paper. It is quite true that paper patterns of all the garments illustrated on this page have been given away singly before. And that's where that little story ends. But it says here, the famous adaptable blouse to be given with number 3 of Woman's Weekly. So that would be issue 3. That's right. Okay, so these two are going to be trimmed and turned into journaling cards to go into the side tuck, which will be there. Then on here, we actually, this was one page. I've had to split it to fit it on. But these are winter. What does it say? For winter wear, stylish dresses which can be made at home. That was the headline at the top of the page. These are the patterns, the pattern numbers for each outfit. This one also has one. And in the instructions, or in the thing, it tells you how much fabric to allow. Let's see, allow 3.5 yards of 42-inch wide material. So it gives you, I think they call them notions, you know, the fabric and the elastics and the buttons and what have we. Anyway, so this is what I'm doing for my antique patterns, because they come from 1911, which is over 100 years ago, so they are antique. So that's where I'm going with this one. So this will go under here, something like that. And there'll be other little trims and interesting bits attached. So that is for that one. But these pictures are divine. They're beautifully illustrated. I don't know if you can see. I'll just hold them up for you to have a good look. Look at those little faces, how gorgeous they are. Really nicely done. And you know, as an artist, I've picked up a couple of things. For example, no head is at the same angle. No face is showing the same profile. The artist has obviously spent an awful lot of time making sure that each little lady is completely different from the other. So I think this is going to be a rather gorgeous page. So that's what I'm working on for that one. Let's just move that out of the way. And then finally, this is the one that's got me the most excited. A book page that you put down, and then in the center of the page, and it's kind of smudged outwards, you know, blended outwards, so that all you see of the book page are the 4 corners with a little edge around like that, and a picture. Now, this is what I've chosen because I just love this little cottage. I'm not too sure exactly which one I'm going to use size-wise, but what I'm going to do, and I'll demonstrate on the smaller one, let me turn this page over and then you can see it better, is you roughly tear the edges of the picture. I want to keep mine in a kind of a basic oval shape. So I'll be carefully going along here. Okay, so that's what it would look like. And basically what you do is you glue this into the center of the book page, and then you just smoosh out gently to like blend the picture into the book page. I think it's rather beautiful, and I actually think that I can use the bigger one because I think this is just a tad too small. However, this will be stashed because it's rather an adorable little cottage, is it not? So there, that would be book page done. But it will be book page done with the bigger picture. Right, the tickets have been grunged a bit with the black watercolor pencil and a wet brush. And now I'm just going around the edge of the page with black ink. There, I think that looks all right. There have been a couple of mistakes made in the doing of this one. I only realized when it was too late to stop that although the background was a non-porous surface, because of the collaging, the tickets weren't. So there has been a bit too much of the black watercolor pens being absorbed into the ticket surfaces. So it's not a very neat or tidy one, this. I think I'm going to be inking oops, wrong color. That was close. Because although this is a brown paper on the magazine even, everything else is black. So I need to ink edges in black as well. I just want to do that to each piece before I glue them down, because I think you get a much better effect doing it that way. So how's everybody feeling about the end of the challenge? I keep saying it, I know, but it's really sad. Hopefully we're going to come up with something else to keep us busy and to keep us in touch, because I think this is what I'm going to value the most, coming away from the challenge, is firstly that I've been coerced into doing things that I would not think about doing in the past, which is very good for me, because if you don't take a chance, you don't grow, do you? So I'm grateful for that, and I don't regret it at all. I've had the most fantastic fun, and I'm going to miss that. But that, I think, has been one of the huge benefits of doing this challenge. And the other one is meeting all the new people, all you lovely ladies. You're all so sweet, you're all so friendly. I mean, it's just amazing. Such a lovely atmosphere. So I am really looking forward to continuing our relationships with each other. I'm liking this. I think it's going to be great fun. I'll wait for those little bits to dry. I'm actually not going to ink around the main page just yet. Let's have a look at our journal cards. I will be attaching them, I think, to the brown packaging paper, and or I do have card in the same shade, so possibly I'll do that. I'm going to use the glue stick to glue the magazine pieces down onto card for journaling, for making journal cards, because this paper is extremely fragile. You know, it's over 100 years old, and I noticed on the side of the tuck where I had used wet glue to put it down, I noticed that it has rippled somewhat, and the rippling seems to be staying. So rather than take that chance again, I would prefer to use the glue stick and then, if necessary, patch with the craft glue, the liquid craft glue. Something tells me it will just be a little bit safer. Alrighty, so what I've got here so far is a little from blouse to nightdress, a little sort of underwear catalog thingy. And I just thought it would be nice to put that heading there. So that's what I'm doing next. The frog in the throat is still there. Come on, Summer. Well, I suppose with it moving into August now, there should be an improvement in the weather, but one never can tell. You know, just when you think it's all going to be fine, you end up with a nice little cold spell sneaking up from the Antarctic. This picture is not too bad, but I must show you this one because I think it's so lovely. One can almost think that the lady has tattoos. If you look here at this picture, you see the edge of the lace is not drawn in. So at one point I thought, what? Tattoos? Then I realized what the problem was. But yeah, it's gorgeous. So these were transparent lace sleeves to wear underneath your winter outfit. Righty, so this needs to dry a bit. And while that's drying, I'm going to ink around this one. This is starting to look rather gorgeous now. I'm rather pleased with it. I've attached all of this. There are the journaling cards as far as I've got, with the magazine papers glued onto the card. Now, what I want to do is I want to paint this whole thing with liquid matte medium, because the paper of the magazine is so incredibly old and delicate. I don't want to take a chance on it disintegrating on me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a coat on everything that has the magazine paper. There we go. I have finished the journal cards. I did toy with the idea of putting lace around the edges and so on, but I can't find, I don't have a lace that will match properly. And I think it actually looks, if you look at it tucked away in here, I actually like the way it looks as it is without the additional trim. And there we have it. I can see that I've done it, finished just in time, because this is a reflection of the sun coming through a window. But it does move away quite fast, so I take a short break now and wait for it to move, and then I can come back and work on the final page, which is the book page. Before I disappear, I want to just show you how far I've got, so that you can see what I'm aiming for. What I've done here was I roughly tore out this picture that I was talking about before. On the page, on the book page behind, what I've done is I've smudged a combination of gesso and raw sienna. It brings it up to almost the identical shade of coffee dye on this paper, so I'm quite happy with that. But what I've got to do next, I have glued this down roughly just in the center. As you can see, it's not down at the edges yet. And what I'm going to do is I want to smudge now a dark green around this top section and fade it out to the lighter green at the bottom, so that it looks as if the picture is blending into the book page. Right, let's have a look at this little guy now. I'm going to just be using my fingers to smoosh the paint around, just to blend it up, you know, pretty close to what I'm looking for. Squirt a little bit of water onto my plate there. The idea is for it to just kind of pick up the picture and at the same time here we go, that will be better. This, guys, is hit or miss. Never done this before, trying it for the first time, so that's why I'm kind of smooshing it behind the picture. I think I've done it. That looks actually, once I've glued everything down, now I do need to note to self, want to green the edges of this, don't I? So we don't have a little white edge where it was torn. Here we have it. That was actually so quick and so easy. I was putting it off and putting it off because I was a little bit concerned about exactly how it was going to work out. And it worked like a charm. Just need to wait for that paint to dry, or dry it with my little hairdryer, and then I can glue it down and it'll be finished. So here we have it. Let's mark this off. Here's my little tag. So antique pattern, we're just about done. I can tick that off. Book page, we're done. This is number 23. I'm just going to put it on this side because that keeps my hand clean. 23. Book page. Okie dokie, here we go. Starting with number 21, antique pattern. There it is finished. I was able to just put the slightest touch of color on their skins. which is not showing up very well, I don't think, but it is there. I hesitated to go too far because I didn't want to spoil the ancient thing. And these are 2 journal cards, so they do have lined paper on the back for writing. So there we have that one. Antique patterns, done and dusted. Next is tickets. Not terribly exciting. I was a little bit stuck for ideas. So what I did basically was a collage of different kinds of tickets. And that was how I did it. Not familiar with tickets, not too sure about what they're all about, but anyway, I've done them. And then finally, number 23, book page. And this was the one that I was trying, well, I was wanting so badly to do. And I'm not terribly disappointed in what I've done. I think I've managed quite nicely, all things considered, and bearing in mind the fact that I've never done anything like it before. So I am not complaining. I managed to kind of carry the greenery and that sort of thing over, not too badly. So yes, I rather like it. I like the effect, and I'm going to work on it further, or work on this idea further to try and perfect it. So, ladies and gents, that is the end of my videos for the challenge. I've had the most marvelous time. I have made so many friends. I felt so welcome by so many of you. It's just been fabulous, and I really hope that we're not going to lose touch with each other. I do have a Facebook page, which I will put in the description of this video, and see if I can't possibly post it elsewhere as well. So those of you who don't have a YouTube channel can actually watch, contact and stay in touch on Facebook. I'm not familiar with Instagram, not doing very well at learning how to use Instagram. So basically it's YouTube and Facebook. But people, let's keep in touch. This has been a marvelous thing, hasn't it? So I will be back. I'm putting together my journal. Once the journal's done, there'll be a flip through, and that will be the end of my activities on the challenge. So millions of thanks to Leigh for this. It's been absolutely fabulous. I will send you a personal message, but I'm actually blown away. This has been the most awesome fun. So until next time, stay well, stay warm, stay safe, and bye.